They're sprinting away from the 1200-meter marker. Paper Ballerina began well, as right there shortly after the start, fast as silver. Frank's Petal, 240 is just off the first call. Showing pace as La Bahia towards the outside as Sing Along. Keep on Cruising is very quick behind that one, and then comes further back in the run as Swindon. Gwendolyn's a couple of lengths off them, and then comes further back Georgina Rose as they move towards that 600-meter region. So there's 5-6 of them lining up, 240 and Paper Ballerina, faster silvers there. Swindon is the grey, then La Bahia, further back Jade and Shreya. Gwendolyn comes out for a run down the inside, Frank's Petal. Paper Ballerina, the leader from 240. Behind that one is Georgina Rose, is trying to run on. Swindon's on the outside. Paper Ballerina still the one to get to, though, as they pass the 200 from 240. Then Frank's Petal, Swindon's on the outside. Paper Ballerina still going, though, and closing it down is Georgina Rose. And Georgina Rose coming to get them all. Georgina Rose has won it. Second, Paper Ballerina, maybe Gwendolyn third, and 240 ran fourth. Number 10, Georgina Rose, the just as well, the same colours as the first race winner, and it's Garth Puller once again. Number 10 is victorious, so it goes to Georgina Rose and Luke Ferrara. Second to Paper Ballerina. Third position, I think Gwendolyn nearest us, but let's go to the judges on that one from 240 back in that fourth position. And then we'll continue to run it. Further back was Swindon, and then came Jade and Shreya. So the tote favourite ended up number 15, and you'll see Georgina Rose comes around them. It pays 13 rand 90 and 420, 240, the blue sleeves and cap, but Georgina Rose, the white sleeves and cap, comes good, and they go on to win. Until the running of the third race, back to the studio.
Well, it's a sparkling debut here from an informed stable of number 10. Well, really nice to see a big smile on Garth Puller's face because he just tells me, and we know Gerald Khalil very well, it's actually the first double that he's had as an owner on a race day. He's in partnership here with Bruce LaRue. He needs little introduction. And this gentleman on my right, nice to see him keep a share as well. Just a 75,000 Rand purchase, and Garth's got this filly to win first time out. Gerald Khalil, a wonderful gentleman, so is Bruce, and yourself as well, God.
Look, I just hold the tail. Yeah, Gerald come into the filly, a good patron, a good friend, him and Karen, a good friend of the stable. I wish him all the luck. It's his first double. He's owned horses for a long time, and he's bred, and he's an avid owner, but he's never had a double. This is a double in his colours. I'm very happy for him. And then Bruce, thanks, Bruce LaRue bred at Springfield Side, and very grateful. I bought it at the sales, and Bruce said he'll keep a leg, so that makes it very nice. And then I've got the other share.
You know, I'm guilty of it. I'm sure many out there are guilty of it as well. You know, you have a look at a race card, money comes for horses. But if I didn't have a book in my hand, and if I didn't take down the betting, and I knew nothing, and I just looked at the horses in the ring, I was going to back your horse.
I don't know why you didn't. She had a good barrier trial. Good rider, nice ride from Luke, confident ride. I said to him, don't panic. I fancied the filly. I mean, you can't stick your neck out. There was big money for horses, and other horses had buried better. But she's a workman type filly, and I was hoping that she would kick, and he rode her confidently from off the pace, which is what I like. And he asked her at the right time, and she came forward and she won a nice race. Yeah, she looks like she'll go a little bit further too, thanks to Bruce, and I think just as well as, unfortunately, a nice stallion.
Temperament-wise, behavior-wise, she was so relaxed in the parading. She's like that back home?
She's never put a foot wrong. She doesn't get upset for anything. Luke just said to me, what a temperament. The only thing she doesn't like is you to put the reins over her ears or put the neck strap over her ears. She doesn't like you going past her ears, but that's not a problem.
Well, that's a double for you, Garth, and the stable's in really good form, so all the best to yourself and your team.
Thank you, and I'd just like to thank Hollywood. I've forgotten the first to thank Hollywood for their support. We dearly need it, and we appreciate it. Racing's going through hard times, and obviously any help we can get, we appreciate. And to Wendy and the boys back at home, and Michael and Sam, thank you.
Nice one, Garth Puller. And it's a nice one for Luke Ferraris as well. And of course, Luke has got many mentors in his game. He'll tell you that. And I'm certain that God Puller, who's been there, done that in his riding days, is one of your mentors as well, because he's a guy that I'm sure has a wealth of knowledge which he should certainly be passing on to you as well.
He has, Deez. I'm very grateful that I can ride his horses, for him. The way he sees a race and tells me how he sees it, I definitely learn a lot. But yeah, coming back to this filly, I think she showed a lot of guts and heart today, and I think she'll go a long way.
When she was in the parade ring and just walking around, she just has this lovely demeanor about her, and you pass that over to Garth as well.
She does, even back at home, she's very quiet. She takes everything in, and she's learning. She's learning quickly, which I think is very nice. A big thank you to Mr. Khalil, Mr. Puller, to Mr. LaRue for their support, to my sponsors, Aventure.
Luke, I thought about it the other day, and I feel for you, juggling studies to riding with something that you love, and that's going to be your future. But it's difficult, trying to match the two, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I think you have to try and prioritize both of them with the same amount of discipline, which is hard, especially when, it's racing. But yeah, I'm finishing some exams off now, and then my final one's late in November. But yeah, it's all going good.
Yeah, because I like to see your name more often in the race card, and that's the reason I mention it. But before that, how about your rides later on?
Yeah, Deez, I think they definitely can be respected.
That horse, Bay Tibbs. Now, I liked your comments first time. I know the horse just beat, it was a maiden win, but I really liked your comments last time out.
Yeah, look, he's smart. He's obviously still a youngster, learning. And he hasn't yet turned 3. He's still a 2-year-old. I know he's turned 3 in the book, but if you go on months, he's still a 2-year-old.
Correct.
But yeah, I think today we're definitely going to see how good he is.
Which is your next best?
It's hard. He definitely stands out when I look at my card, but a lot of my other runners have their chances.
Well, you're expecting a wonderful afternoon. I hope it turns out that way. Well done with this win.
Thank you. Thanks.
Lovely. That's Luke Ferraris, and it's tough for these apprentices, all of them, in fact, especially if you're in school and you're trying to ride, and then you've got exams and you've got classes to go to. But for Luke, who's he wants to have a bright future riding, so hopefully these exams and studying and everything goes according to plan. It's nearly the end of the year now. Once we hit middle of September, it's October, and then downhill till the end of the year. But 10, 4, 11, and 15, that's the order of finish here, race number 2. Up next, it's the big one, the bet that we all love to catch, whether it's a percentage or a full ticket, or for some guys, multiple times. It's the Pick 6, and it all will begin at 14:10, 10 past 2.